Guilty of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. We're back for another episode. My goodness, did I miss you guys? Yes, I did. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have not, and make sure you hit all notification bell. If you don't have a membership and you're not in green, if you have the means, please do. Get yourself a membership or donate to the members for those of the members that can't afford one or having an off month, what have you. What's up, y'all? Good to see you. I always miss you guys. We've got one day left, which is today. All right. And I see Microwave Cheese. Boy, have I missed you, Microwave Cheese. Good to see that Jen Soto face down there. Hashtag arrest Jen Soto. I'm doing fantastic, y'all. I'm going on, we'll just call it vacation. It's my vacation. I'm going on tomorrow. I'll be back sometime next week. And today will be the last day I stream for like a week or so. So I'm still putting out videos for you guys. And for those that are new, that like the videos that I put out, like, share, subscribe. You guys are amazing. This last weekend, I was lurking around in chats here and there, and I didn't realize how many people knew who Guilty of Crime was. So I would go in there and be chatting about a case, and they're like, Jay, it's Jay from Guilty of Crime. I've been following the Madeleine Soto case and getting your update. So that's great. That's good to hear. I'm so happy that other people are enjoying the content, even though if they're not here for a live stream. Now, P Island girl, I got something to tell you, girl, because you might just be real excited when you say, I wish this case would get solved. I did not come here today to give you guys lip service or a fake, update where it's like, oh, let me get some clickbait and say Madeleine McCann solved mystery, shocking new details, bust the case wide open, body found. I didn't do that because it's not true. I did it because it, in fact, is. They now have a suspect that they're cluing in on that we've talked about for a long time. Again, I do not think that the girl that claims to be Madeleine McCann is her. I don't believe that. Julia Wandell, her story, I think something's up with her. I think she has some mental health issues that she needs to deal with. I do not believe that she is this girl right here. Okay, thank you so much, Microwave Cheese, so much for the $10 super sticker and supporting my channel. Yes, I gotta say, shout out to Carrie. I don't know if Carrie's here today yet, but Carrie did bring to my attention that there were updates in the case. And in fact, I have some pictures of the dig site where they may have found Madeleine McCann's body. And there's a suspect that's been behind bars for grape and red rum that they do think is, in fact, the person that did this to Madeleine McCann. So I got a real, just crazy, mind-blowing episode, and I wanted you guys to hear it from me first. Good to see you, Nikki. Blue Eye Dumplings, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, you guys know Christian Bruckner. If you don't know his name, I have a feeling that you're going to get to know his name. Yes, Teresa, you know who I'm talking about. Carrie with a K. Carrie gave me this cute little positive potato, and she helped me with the series that we did on Lauren DeMolo. So from time to time, we talk. She pops in, helps me with the case that she's interested in, been researching, and boom, I bring it to you guys. So shout out to Carrie today. Shout out to you, Teresa. Everybody else that's here, Kiki. I have been following this case, and this case I've been reporting on. So go to my playlist. There's 111 people here. Say a prayer that Madeleine McCann gets justice and that her parents can be absolved of this. Now, Woman's Warrior, completely respectfully will take your agreement to disagree with me. That's why I do this on my channel. I have covered Julia Wandel on my channel, and I've asked each and every one of you, what do you think? Do you think, and I'm totally respectful of your thoughts, but you know what I want you to do today is listen to mine today and then see the evidence that I'm going to provide to you and let me know if it changes your mind just a little bit. All right. This is 20 years old. Say a prayer for precious Madeleine. With 111 people here, we do got to say a prayer. All right. One girl claiming to be Madeleine doesn't have the eye thing. No way it's her. I don't believe it's her either. And I got to give you guys one more thing today, since we're not going to be streaming for an entire week. Foxy, amazing Foxy. Yes, Foxy Amazon is giving away Foxy boxes and a bunch of other things. So hit the like button and actively chat with us today. We're giving away 4 boxes, 5, 6. We're giving away like 6 prizes today, and you guys don't want to miss it because I promise they're really cool. All right, really cool stuff that makes you be part of our community. All right, so what's up, MM Clark, my friend? Good to see you. Love you. Shout out. I was 10 when she disappeared. It's one of those first cases I remember. Pretend judge. Okay, let's get into it then, because it is a pretty big episode that I put together for you today, and the last episode until another week. All right. So shout out to you and all the mods, everybody that's here today. Let me just tell you real quick. If you don't know anything about this case, Madeleine McCann case, there's an 18-year timeline and the latest developments. All right. Now, you guys know this is an international case. Obviously, May 3rd, 2007. 3-year-old British girl, Madeleine McCann, vanishes from her family's holiday apartment. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, Praia de Luz in Portugal. All right. Now, this is the beginning of what many call one of the most baffling cases that they've ever come across, right? Some people find this, some people find a different case. Nearly 2 decades of us going back and forth, and Julia Wandel interjecting herself into this case, making it a little bit weird. People pointing the finger at the McCanns. All right. So right now we're going to get a little bit more details on what happened leading up to right now. All right. So while vacationing, like I said, they went out. You guys don't know this, or you do. 2-year-old twin siblings in their ground floor apartment left with Madeleine and other children, right? So they're using the parents, Kate and Gerry McCann, left their children to sleep at their apartment/condo while dining with friends at a nearby restaurant. When Kate returned around 10 p.m., she discovered her daughter Madeleine missing. The immediate aftermath, we saw lots of police mobilizing, Border Patrol, airport officials, and hundreds of volunteers joining to search for Madeleine. Now, mid-May 2007, we're talking 2 weeks after, there's a ton of leads and early suspects. On May 14th, detectives questioned Anglo-Portuguese property developer Robert Murat and briefly named him as the suspect, guys. However, his status was later withdrawn as investigators explored multiple lines of inquiries from other people. Now, August 11th, exactly 100 days after Madeleine went missing, police publicly acknowledged that Madeleine may have died. All right. Now, if you believe that Madeleine is still alive and you believe that Julia Wandel, or how you ever say her name, Wandlet, if you believe that that's her, then she is in fact still alive. I don't believe that. I believe Madeleine has been deceased for many years. And I've always thought either two things: either the parents had an involvement in it and we're not going to find her, or somebody close to the property that has experience doing this took her, raped her, and then took her life. Now, I'm going to give you guys a trigger warning because this is a beautiful little girl that never grew up, in my opinion. I think that she never got past that age right there. Okay, now this is just my opinion, and everything I do here is for entertainment purposes only. I do the best to report with the latest information that I have, and I give you my opinions. So, please chat amongst yourself and let me know what you think about this case. Is it Julia? Is Madeleine gone? Do you think it's the parents? Or are you going to listen to the suspect that I think? And I'm going to show you the search and the dig for a body. All right. So let's keep going on this. I'm going to just quickly get you up to speed. Now, September 2007, the family is under family's under scrutiny. They're heavily scrutinized by media, locals, whatever. All right. So, with the development quickly falling apart, the investigation expanded and further evidence was sought. Soon after, the McCanns returned to the United Kingdom and the formal suspect status was eventually lifted. So now we're just thinking of them as grieving parents. The shift focused elsewhere, and people to this day still think they're responsible. Now, 2008 to 2011, Shift investigates, while initial Portuguese inquiry eventually shelved in 2008. The McCann family turned to private detectives to continue the search for Madeleine. The case took another turn in 2011 when United Kingdom's Metropolitan Police launched Operation Grange, treating the disappearance as a likely criminal act by an unknown outsider, which is what I think. Now, the review spurred fresh leads. Once they did that, it included reevaluating witness testimonies and forensic evidence. All right. Now, we're in 2025. Today's June 10th, 2025. There is a renewed search effort for Madeleine and a new old suspect. All right. I'm going to say a new suspect and an old suspect because this person that's a suspect is about to get out of prison for doing this to another child. All right. So, June 2025, authorities in Portugal and Germany have mobilized once more using cutting edge technology like ground penetrating radar and sniffer dogs. That's what they call it. Investigators have been scouring scrubland and abandoned sites near Praia de Luz. I hope you say it. Anyway, areas that might have been overlooked otherwise. Although only fragments such as small bits of clothing and animal bones have been recovered so far, the renewed searches are part of a determined effort to uncover what happened to Madeleine with forensic evidence. All right. Recent news reports confirm that the latest search in Algarve region uses advanced technology to probe underneath the surface and good old fashioned digging. Right. Let me turn this off. I always forget to turn my phone off so I don't get calls. All right. So, prime suspect here, guys, Christian Bruckner. All right. Now we're going to go over this a bit. Christian Bruckner has always been on my radar since the police put him on a radar. Whose birthday is it? Happy birthday to who? I didn't see this, but Deanna. Tomorrow's your 56th birthday. Shout out to you. A very happy birthday, everybody. Welcome Deanna and give her a shout out for her birthday. Good to see you. I think you're a Gemini. It's Gemini season. Let's go. Monster Christian Bruckner. All right, which throws it out that Julia Wandel is the person that is Madeleine McCann. Now listen, Christian Bruckner has a troubled past. He's a German national residing in Praia de Luz, which is around the time that Madeleine disappeared. In 2005, He was convicted and imprisoned for raping, guys, a 72-year-old woman in the same holiday area. His criminal record and known movements in the region made him a figure of suspicion. All right, a 72-year-old woman. That's what he's serving time for. Now, allegations and alleged confessions. All right. Since he emerged as a suspect, various reports ranging from witness statements to later investigative documentaries. All right. So they're digging in. Now, we don't know what's going to happen yet, obviously, as of today, but as of June today, guys, that's what we have. I'm going to show you the dig sites and everything else. And Sadie's mama, shout out to you. Much love. All right, good to see you guys. Let's take a look here. Madeleine McCann search resumes as suspect's prison release looms after years behind bars. All right, so let me put that up. I just want to show you this article real quick, and then we'll get into the news. All right, so there you go. After years, this guy, Christian Bruckner, is about to be released. Okay, so experts weigh in on renewed search for Madeleine using ground penetrating technology, like I said. And we've got an article we can listen to, renewed search for Christian Bruckner. Police do believe that they have the right suspect and that he's about to get out of prison. And if they don't do something fast, they may lose him. All right. So the 5 W's that they're asking is who did it? How did it happen? When did it happen? Where did it happen? And it says, Stern, a multiple tour combat veteran, U.S. Army and Navy who respects people, told Fox that these situations are frustrating. It must be somebody searching, right? So it's frustrating. Obviously, this is a picture of Madeleine McCann before she vanished at the complex in Portugal. So cute, guys. Such a little angel, right? Say a prayer that we get justice and we find her and bring her home. All right. If it is, in fact, her that they're looking at. All right. So they're digging. There's a search was conducted June 5th. All right. That was 5 days ago at the request of German federal police to look for evidence. There they are. I have some other pictures that will show you where they're digging and that they are finding. They are finding forensic evidence, but we just don't know what quite yet. Okay. So there's their dig site. There's some more of the dig site. You can see there. Hold on, let me show this. They've got the tents up, you guys. They've got the trucks. They've got the tents. They've got the tarps so that when you find something, you can put it in the tarp and, have your dig site and take it back and examine it. All right. Now, M. Shaw says the parents never seemed overly upset from the start. And it may be because that's how they grieve. All right. Now, you said the majority of news media in the UK said the animal bones, adult clothes, child swimming suit, bites, books. Cops have literally said the search was a flop, but have sent items for testing. Exactly. We don't know. So they can, in the United States, that is not what we're getting a report of. And we don't know what they're testing. All right. We this would be amazing. You can see the dig sites over there, right? You see the dig sites and here, I mean, this was just 5 days ago, guys. This wasn't that long ago. All right. So maybe we should listen to the experts weighing in, might give you guys a little bit more information. The house where Christian Bruckner was reportedly staying in Portugal. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then more digging, right? Again, this was June 5th, 2025. June 10th is today. It's Tuesday. There's no way that they could know what bones, what fragments, what clothes, what were there. It just hasn't been tested yet. So there's this guy, Christian Bruckner. This is the guy that is going to get out of prison for raping a 72-year-old woman. All right. And taking her life. What's up, Anna? Good to see you. Good to see you. They won't test Julia's DNA. I wish they would and just get it out of the way, right? It is beautiful there. And labs take time. And I'm going to tell you, police are not going to tell you it was a success. We found this, this, and this. They don't want to eat their words until they test. And we all should know that all too well. We should know that, right? All right. So this piece of crap may be the guy. Either way, he is in jail for taking a life and graping a 72-year-old woman. All right. All right. So there they are. There's the search here. You can see they've got things they're collecting. They're going to send it back. I really wanted to make sure I showed you those because that is official police and forensic teams that are going into this renewed search. All right. Yeah. For weirdo freak monster, he's going to grape someone the day he gets out. And that's what we're trying to prevent here. All right. We do not want him to get out and not have this information ready. What's up, Debbie Cole? Good to see you. We just started. Don't you worry. All right. Yeah. Imagine leaving a country that you're vacationing without your child and not knowing what happened to her. And that's why I'm here, because it doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't. And we're going to get into him and we're going to show things. We're going to get into news clips. Absolutely. April just got a puppy. His name's Digothy Douglas Graves, a.k.a. Diggy or Dig Dug. Dig talk, baby. Dig talk. All right. All right. So there we go. Let's listen to what they have to say. I didn't even see that this video was here, but I'm definitely interested in hearing more. Hopefully they don't give me an ad. Okay, let me lower this. This is not YouTube. Okay, so we're gonna skip ad.
Answers. What happened? Where is she? It's all the 5 W's are unanswered right now. Who did it? How did it happen? When did it happen? Where?
Ooh, that's low.
That's why these situations are so frustrating, is because there's way more questions than answers. The only thing that anybody knows for sure is that there's a little girl who used to be walking the streets, and now she's not. Other than that, there's not a whole lot there. So a big reason for why law enforcement does what they do in these cases is trying to answer some of those questions for themselves, to prosecute people, and also to give comfort to the family as well. Happens, that's usually as a result of some person who's credible, if they start really digging and doing things.
And I'm glad that he's out there showing you this while we're doing it. I love that they're showing what they're doing and they're being pretty open about it.
They need to believe it. So it can't be just some random person.
Nope.
I mean, I've seen this where somebody was on their deathbed and they just couldn't go to heaven without saying, by the way, this is where the body's buried, right? So there's lots of reasons why that happens. Sometimes it's part of a plea agreement in court. They're about to get jammed up for something else, and they say, minimize my sentence, and I'll close a cold case for you if you give me immunity. Some sort of deal like that. Like, I'll tell you, but you have to promise to help me with my current charges. And also, by the way, I don't want to get in trouble for telling you this thing. Give closure to the family. It's been 20 years or something, it's been a long time. That happens. Or what's called a walk-in. And what a walk-in is someone who claims to have knowledge about something who isn't involved in any way. And when that happens, it's, well, how do you know this information? What's what we call chain of custody? So
this really, to me, this is really refreshing. After almost 20 years, they're out there digging, looking, testing, using technology to their advantage. All right. So hopefully we do hear something back when testing comes back, and that they don't let this Christian Bruckner run free. Just get out and run free. All right. I hope there's a deathbed confession from whoever made Mara Murray disappear. All right. I hope they finally get answers too. I hope we all get answers, but especially the family.
You magically know about this case from 2 decades ago, and how do you know this, and why do you know this, and who told you? And it's all about the veracity of the information. It's really what it's all about. I'm in Normandy right now, in France, as I talk to you, on a drop zone, surrounded by stuff, right? Where I am right now. Okay. They're still finding shell casings from 80 years ago, 81 years ago. They find stuff in the dirt all the time. So it's 2025.
It's 2025, and this happened almost 20 years ago. And the suspect that they think did this is about to get out of prison. That's why. And we're going to talk about that the whole rest of this time. I just want you to see they're actually doing something there. Yeah. True Crime Rocket Science does really break down the case. It's So if you guys want to go over to another channel, please don't do it right now. But certainly they've been covering this case. I've been covering this case. I would rather you go to my channel and look at my playlist, right? Of course. But yeah, go there too.
Technology is amazing. DNA technology specifically is amazing. DNA doesn't die. So, I mean, no kidding. They find a tooth, and it's very possible. Have they been laying down topsoil every year to feed sheep? I mean, how how is that terrain changed, if any, over time? Has it been unattended this whole time? Have they done sheep grazing in there? If they did sheep grazing, well, sheep eat grass. They also eat dirt. They also eat bones. And now
Interesting.
kidneys go missing, right? Then bone fragments are harder to find.
Yep.
So, yeah, a lot depends on what's happened in that area over the last 2 decades. But there's technology that can see into the ground. They use it for fossils all the time. They use it for missing people all the time. All kinds of stuff. They use it for oil drilling. They use it for water mitigation. All kinds of things. And it's really radar at the end of the day. It's a type of radar.
I mean, this really is. If I saw this happening in the search of, let's say, I had a missing loved one, I don't want to put myself in those people's shoes at all. But when you see a renewed search like this happening and testing happening and technology, it really is refreshing. Now, this just happened 5 days ago. This search happened 5 days ago. There may have been some people we'll see at the end, but there's nothing that's come back yet that says no. And there's two circumstances right now. One circumstance that it's Christian Bruckner and he's going to get out and they want to stop it. And two, that there may be DNA evidence in the search that I'm showing right now. All right. So let's keep going. And then we're going to get to why this is happening right now.
That pushes sound and energy down, and it comes back up with a return. And that return in today's world can actually be extremely, extremely detailed. Yeah, at Grable Rescue, we deal with families all day and all night long. I've spent half of today talking to scared families about adopting kids in Haiti, where their kids are adopted for years and they can't get them out.
Oh my goodness! Thank you.
She is the daughter. Every year this family is gonna, celebrate birthdays, right? Every Christmas is gonna be. I wish she was here. It's a painful experience. Life becomes pain when you're a parent and you lose a kid.
Yes, I want you to see the digging. Thank you, Nat, so much for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. You guys, shout out to Nat for that. Let's look a little bit forward at the search.
We deal with parents all the time who are afraid of learning that stuff. What they care about is the mommy hitting on me to bring her kid back. As my people later, we've never failed. It is the thing that I fear the most is saying, I'm sorry, but we couldn't, right? She will never come home. That would be a miracle that she's alive. Not even knowing that she's dead is painful. That by itself is very, 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 very hard. Is the hardest part of my job by far. I can deal with the Russians and terrorists and gangs in Haiti and Mother Nature and blood and guts and all the screamer stuff all day long. But dealing with a mommy and a daddy who want their kid back and can't get it is very, 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 it's heartbreaking.
All right. So we see, I'm glad this guy was filming out there during the search, telling us what's happening. But we want to know why all of a sudden. Now, some people in chat are very well versed in this case, and you guys are like, I see it on my Facebook. I see it here. It's this, it's that, which is what I want you to do. Because I want you to do that because I want you to chat with each other and talk about what you think this just happened. What's up, Carrie? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you in green. Thank you for sending me the information you did. Shout out to you. Let's hope that we hear something soon. Now we're going to talk about why. Why is a new search occurring 20 years later? I kind of got into it, but it's going to give you a little more. You're going to see Christian Bruckner, hear about it, all that. All right. I don't think that she's with us. I never believed that Julia was or is Madeleine McCann. They should have done DNA testing just to get it out of the way. They didn't. So now there you go. Queen of Ossian, good to see you. And Yvette, good to see you. All right, let's listen why. Let's listen and talk.
Became one of the most infamous cold cases in the world. But But news that there is a brand new and massive search underway right now in Portugal, nearly 2 decades.
Again, this was 5 days ago. So I'm going to get this story out there today. We're going to get up to speed. 5 days ago is not a long time to do any testing or anything, right? So we still have yet to find the results out, but I thought I'd let you guys know there's a new search and a new old suspect.
Decades after McCann went missing, begs the question, why now? And what could they possibly find? German and Portuguese police are looking for clues in the Algarve, a vast region of southern Portugal, known for its coastline and sandy beaches, but also for its very dense shrubbery and woodlands. It's where McCann disappeared back in 2007.
Yep.
She was vacationing with her family at a resort there. She vanished from her bed in the middle of the night while her parents dined at a nearby restaurant. A new search was prompted by a request from prosecutors in Germany who are investigating a man they believe killed Madeleine.
Yep.
That man is Christian Bruckner, a 48-year-old German national right now serving 7 years for the rape of a 72-year-old woman.
Okay, so it was graping. He didn't take her life. I was reading that earlier, and I thought he was in longer. He's only in for 7 years for graping a 72-year-old woman. He didn't take her life, but this is not the first time. And I've always thought that the Madeleine McCann case was also motivated by the power, it's not SEX, but it's graping. I always thought that it had to do with that. All right. And even though you don't talk, Clementine, I know you're here. What's up, Don Marie? Good to see you. If you can see me, I'm big guns right there. Shout out. All right.
In that same resort town in Portugal. Now, he lived in the Algarve region during the time that Madeleine McCann went missing, and his phone records placed him near the resort on that night. But he has denied any involvement in her disappearance, and he faces no formal charges in her case. And he is set to get out of prison in just a few months, in September. As part of their search, investigators are reportedly using ground radar technology that lets them see 15 feet underground. And the area they're searching includes a cottage where Bruckner used to live. A short time ago, I spoke about the new investigation with Graham Hill, a criminologist and former senior British detective who worked on the Madeleine McCann case.
All right, good. So this is really good. We're going to hone in on what's happening. We're going to have conversations. If you just rolled in, we're going to be giving away. I saw Foxy's. We're going to do 4 giveaways today. 1 Foxy box, 1 bundle, and 2 baubles. So stay here in chat and get a chance to win. And I believe that too. That's why they're scrambling. This guy did that to somebody under 5 and a 72-year-old woman. We're going to hear more about it as we get into this episode. They do not want him to walk free. Now, I know some people feel like they're pinning it on him. Maybe the parents did it. Maybe Julia's her and da-da-da. But I'm talking about today why I think this renewed search is so very helpful to put to rest so many things. It's been almost 20 years, guys. This needs to have some finality and some justice, all right?
From the very start. So, Graham, there is this new and massive search underway right now in Portugal. What do they hope to find 18 years later?
Well, I think what they're hoping to find is some evidence that will enable them to pursue a prosecution against their prime suspect, which is a man called Christian B, who's currently in custody in Germany. But 18 years after the disappearance of a child, they've got to be very lucky, or they've got to be working to some very good intelligence. And we're not sure what that intelligence is at the moment.
So you don't know what sparked this big search?
I don't know what sparked it, but I've got a good idea that they're probably working on 2 theories. One is that the theory that the little girl went missing and that she was abducted and murdered close to the location, and that they're searching the areas around that location. Now, that's been done many times before, but this time I think they're working to some very strong intelligence that they...
Yeah, so they wouldn't just spend money like this after almost 20 years, guys, for nothing. I got to tell you that right now. Please don't do that. Law enforcement don't do that. They don't have money to do that if they have super weak evidence or leads. So I'm hoping that it's a lot stronger than some people think. pretend judge. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. How do we enter to Foxy Boxes? Well, guess what? Just by you being here, hitting the like button and commenting in chat, you're already entered. All right, Foxy, I missed the 420 membership. Thank you for that. Nah, thank you for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. And Teresa has been a member for a month already. That went fast, didn't it? All right, let's keep going. I got a lot of different angles here today, guys.
They gleaned as part of their investigation.
You were sent to Portugal as part of the British team investigating Madeleine's abduction just days after she went missing. You have said it was clear very quickly that Portuguese police were not doing a good job on this case. You called their approach flawed. Others have called it a fiasco. What did they do wrong?
Well, they did many things wrong. One of the most important things about child abduction is that you're fighting the clock, and you have to do things in order, and you have to do them very quickly. You have to generate lots of inquiries over a short period of time. And the first thing that they did wrong is that they didn't lock down the crime scene. They didn't stop people leaving the resort. The second thing that they did was that they didn't do what's called suspect generation, which means when you've not got a suspect, you start to trawl all your systems and your databases looking for possible suspects. So you look for sex offenders, you look for nighttime burglars, you look for people that.
And it's so much more apparent now that Christian Bruckner has done that to another 5 or somebody under 5 and an older woman. And I always suspected that GRAPE was a big motive. Now, when you kidnap, if you're going to kidnap a child and you're going to do that, what do you do with them after? You can't really put them back where you got them from without somebody noticing. So in the case of the 72-year-old woman, he did that and he left more than likely. But with children and what I think happened, it's much different. What's up, the conspiracy? How you doing, my friend? All right. I'm tuning in late. Fingers crossed they solve this. I hope they solve this, and I hope that they're 5 steps closer to getting Christian or whoever the heck did it. All right, whoever did it, I hope that we find out. And I really want to find Madeleine McCann's body and bring her home. Now, I'm not saying that I never judged the parents. I never said, man, those parents shouldn't have left those kids with the door unlocked. Of course, we're going to say that. And of course, we're going to see the mom wasn't crying. They didn't show emotions. But I don't see anything near like a Jen Soto or many of these other cases where, let's even say Sebastian Rogers. I just don't see that. I don't see that level of, I don't see intent.
Risk takers, people that have a sexual interest in children and maybe previous convictions for those offences. And then you draw up lists, and from those lists you prioritise your suspect. And what we now know, in hindsight, is if they'd done that correctly, Christian B would have been on one of those lists, possibly 2, possibly all 3 of those lists, and would have been a prime suspect.
Right. He had a record of child sexual abuse as an adolescent himself in Germany that would have popped right up in the database. When you arrived in Portugal, you met at that point with Madeleine's parents, and you were brutally honest with them and told them that the chances that she was alive even back then were very small. The vast majority of children who are abducted by strangers are murdered within 3 to 6 hours.
That's correct, yeah.
I didn't even look into that resort. Maybe Carrie that's in chat here might know. I mean, I could always Google it. I did not look into that resort because I did not feel like it was a location thing. I didn't feel like, well, somebody from the area is doing it. And I didn't actually, I've never heard of any other abduction that came out of that particular hotel or condo. So I'm not really sure. I can certainly look into that, but yeah, I would think that I would have heard of it had there been, there's a second one from that area. It's gotta be, I just haven't heard of that. All right, let's keep going.
I mean, I'm one of the few people in the world that studied these men that abduct, sexually abuse and murder children. And I've interviewed many of them in different locations around the world. And what we do know is that if a child is killed or is murdered as a result of an abduction, then they're likely to be dead within 3 to 6 hours.
Yep.
These ideas, this Hollywood sort of version of.
And guys, as much as I don't like to say that, well, first of all, there's 222 people in chat. Please say a prayer that Madeleine McCann and family get the justice they deserve. I don't like to be the bearer of bad news or the person that, I don't want to call it negative. It's just reality to me. In reality, what this guy just said is 3 to 6 hours of somebody kidnapping a child. They are no longer alive, guys. And I hate to be, again, the bearer of bad news. For instance, about Sebastian Rogers, I don't think he's I don't think he's with us any longer, and several other cases. I go by statistics and what happens, and in reality, statistics say what he just said. All right, and that sucks. Now, unless trafficking, but they get used and abused really quickly under the Mystic Moon. When somebody gets trafficked, they still don't keep them that long. All right. I wonder what the statistics are on how long they traffic somebody, what the lifespan is.
People keeping children hostages and feeding them and keeping them in cages. It's just not practical. You've got to keep the child quiet, you've got to keep the child healthy, you've got to keep the child fed. So in most cases, they're children that are abducted, are sexually abused, murdered very quickly.
As somebody who has made a career studying these monsters, because there isn't no other word for them, to be honest, what can you tell me about what you believe about Christian Bruckner, the main suspect? He's never been charged, but he is in custody. And we do know that his latest search does come at the request of German police who are now investigating him.
That's interesting.
Well, whenever you look at child abduction, the first thing you have to ask yourself is what kind of person would commit this kind of crime? And they are a very rare crime, and it's a very
She's so adorable. She was so adorable. And Allie Kelly, that question could be answered in so many ways. For me to answer this question is just totally out of my opinion. Some cases get bigger than others. And when you look at this family that went on vacation and this little girl with the blonde hair and this family that is well-to-do, that has money to pay for private eyes, etc., those are a lot of the cases that get in the spotlight. And that's why I try to cover other cases. For instance, London Thomas, Emily Pike, other people that are not necessarily like that family there. So I'm just speculating, Allie Callie, but I will give you the same answer the next 10 episodes if you ask me that. Different families, different incomes, different areas get different coverage. And you're absolutely right what you said about many children missing in this world, and they don't get that coverage. I agree. Edith, thank you so much, girl, for the Guilty of Crime membership. I hope one of you guys that really wants it gets it. All right. Yeah, now you're right. I hear more stories about children than ever before. But how do we handpick the children that we cover? Why do some people only cover cases that, or they look like this, or it's this, what they don't cover? You know what I'm saying? That happens a lot. Again, it's just my opinion.
A rare group of criminals that will commit these type of offences. And so you look for indicators. So if you look at Christian B, for example, he had a history of child sexual abuse in Germany. He was breaking into people's houses at night and stealing and sexually assaulting people. Yep. And also he was a risk taker. Now, when you add those two things or three things together, you end up with someone that falls into a very rare group of offenders. So he would have been very, very high on the priority list if this Portuguese police had done their work correctly.
Do you think this case will ever be solved and adjudicated? It is one of the most infamous mysteries on the planet right now.
Yeah, it's a mystery that's endured at least for 18 years, and it will always be the case until it is solved. I think at this stage, Christian B looks like a very, very good suspect, but the German police are obviously looking for some evidence that they can use to pursue a prosecution. It's likely that if they...
Now, this guy, Christian Bruckner, Teresa, is in prison right now, serving 7 years for for raping a 72-year-old woman, and to add to that, raping a child under 5. All right. So this guy has that past. He's been named a suspect before, but they've never had evidence. And right now they're scrambling to get evidence because he's going to be let out of prison soon. All right. So that's what they're doing there. And yes, they absolutely know about him. After this, we're going to talk about then. So we're going to catch up because we're talking about the search 5 days ago, what happened, why it happened, who's happening, who's the suspect. And then we will talk about the police and the investigation and what we think. Now, I did capture this true crime Madeleine McCann mystery reopens 60 minutes on us in Australia, and it's brilliant. I watched the episode. I don't think we're gonna have time to do that together, but I will drop the link. All right, Microwave Cheese became a member. You've been a member. You became a member again. All right, what proof, Goldilocks? That's what they're digging up right freaking now. They were out there searching and digging and using technology. So I think you came in a little bit late. Maybe go back and watch this. And yes, there was no red rum. It was the graping of the 72-year-old lady. Now, they did find evidence, but they haven't told us what evidence yet because we don't know what they've tested, and the test results are probably not back. Yeah, California, it's ridiculous in some sense, it's not. All right. Now, Carrie helped me with this case today. If Carrie wants to kindly answer you guys in chat for anything she knows, feel free to. All right. Feel free to chop it up with Carrie.
Don't get that, then Christian B will be released in September, and we might never know whether he was responsible for it.
And if he's released in September, don't people like this reoffend? Isn't the reoffend rate quite high among people who commit crimes like this?
Well, for child abduction, most people who get arrested and convicted for child abduction, they never really get out. So most of them, particularly in America, they'll stay incarcerated for most of their lives. And even in Europe, most of those offenders will be locked away for the majority of their lives. So it's a rare event for someone to be released who's strongly suspected with a crime like this. And I think what's going to happen is that the press are going to hound him wherever he goes, and he's going to find it very difficult to have a normal life, so to speak.
You know, the McCanns, Madeleine's parents, have endured so much, the abduction and possible death of their daughter, suspicion that they might have had something to do with it, harsh judgment of their decision to leave her alone in the hotel room with her brother while they went to dinner at the resort. This is a family that has really been through the ringer, and I'm sure needs nothing more than finally some answers, difficult though they may be.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Gerry and Kate McCann are living every parent's worst nightmare. And so what we're looking at now is a case that's carried on for 18 years. Their other children are now adults. And so this is something that they've had to struggle with and done it all in the eye of the world's press. And it's been trolled by many people online. There's a whole network of people that are talking and saying bad things about the McCanns. But ultimately, we can only speculate the agony that they're going through and continue to go through while these searches are carrying on and Madeleine remains.
Now, I gotta say, I think no matter what happens in this case, you guys, you're gonna have those people that I see in chat saying, nah, this is the fall guy. Nah, the parents did this. Nah, that's not real evidence. Nah, it's this person. No, Julia is actually her. She's not alive. So no matter what happens, you're very late, Malibu. You might have to go back and take a look because we've already presented the last 50 minutes. Carrie says, you guys just wait. It's so interesting. And yes, in my opinion, for them to go right to an area, dig, etc., and leave with items in a bag means they found what they're searching for. I agree with that. They have technology and they found what they're looking for. Now, whether it gets tested and verified is another story. But Carrie, I like your conviction in this case. I love in all your cases, you're always very focused on an end goal. So thank you. Microwave Cheese just gifted 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. Thank you. I'm going to show you that dig real quick. I'm going to show you a little bit closer so you can see they went right to where they knew they wanted. They used the technology. They dug it up. They collected it and they dipped. That's it. Now they're testing it. All right. So it's no BS. It's been way too long and they need to find out. What's up, Sunflower May? Good to see you. Hello. And David, I hope to solve this too. I hope they solve it. going to show you the dig site in a second.
Remains missing.
Yeah. Graham Hill joining us live tonight from England. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching.
All right, so let me share this with you guys real quick. I'm gonna pull those pictures up a little bit closer. Again, thank you, Carrie, for sending this information. I always enjoy working with you, Carrie. It's always a pleasure. So thank you. My heart goes out to the parents and little Maddie. Absolutely. All right, let me pull this down so you can see a little bit closer. Their dig site. They went in. They set up. They got their radar, their technology, their dogs. They went right in, got it, and they went out. All right. So they've got something there. We just don't know what. We don't. All right. We don't know what, but they've got this specific area that they're looking. Now, if you guys are local or you know this area, maybe you can tell me what is the proximity to the dig site versus where they were staying in the hotel or condo. I'm not sure how far this is from there. All right. No other kids apart from Kate and Gerry were in that apartment. I always thought that the parents left the children, but I guess it was all of their children. All right. So thank you. He talked to someone at a location. She was abducted. Unfortunately, the other person's phone was a burner. So they're doing a lot of work to find out who was the other person. All right. Got the coolest Pride earrings on Amazon. Happy Pride. All right. Look at the dig site. Jake could have done this a couple of years ago. Yeah, they absolutely could have. It's all convenient. He is a monster. Why wait until they need someone to counteract what's happening? I don't know. And that's what we're talking about today. I don't know why they waited so long. This is in Portugal, right? It's a Portuguese. Let me see. Yeah, Portugal on May 3rd. All right. Let me just zip through these pictures real quick. All right. So you can see they're out there digging and they've got some specific areas. They collected and there it is. All right. Thank you. That's what I wanted to see. All right. So there's the property linked to Christian Bruckner in 2007, guys. You can see that on the top. There's the property suspect lived during his time in the area. And there is the site of the latest search. There is Praia de Luz, where they were. All right. That was the place they were in. And there's the McCann's apartments. All right. A lot of these questions are about to be answered. And that's in the context, Jay, as I promised. Yes, I am working to answer these. And we just don't have all the answers because they haven't got anything back yet. Maybe the earlier they did produce results, so they went back for more. I hope so. But there you go. You can see it now. Praia de Luz. That's the area they were in. There's the condo there on the bottom, or the apartment that they were in. And there you see the search area. That's the search. Now look at Christian Bruckner, where he lived in proximity to where they're looking, in proximity to the apartment, in proximity to 2007. All right. It's all connected. All right. You say in a resort, people are often careless, actually problematically so. We had a 5-year-old left alone wreck a golf cart when he came looking for his parents. That's crazy. Good to see you, Spectral. All right. Listening while you're studying. So you're studying twice. Studying twice is what you're saying. All right. I'm going to, I want to play a little bit of this, but I also, because I have the articles. Let me put this up and then I'll dig through those articles, Carrie. I wish I would have got to everything, but I didn't. I didn't get to everything because it's been a crazy couple of days. All right. So I'm going to pull that down. And I'm going to please end the investigation into the disappearance. Now, this was 3 days ago. This was June 7th. What I'm going to show you here, once I pull it up. Today's the 10th. All right. So they've dug, they've gone through, and now this is what we get. I'm going to pull up some other articles. Be patient with me.
It's a parent's worst nightmare.
Right.
A young child disappearing while on a family vacation in a picturesque resort town. For 18 years, the mystery of what happened to Madeleine McCann has never been solved.
Madeleine McCann's disappearance rates with the Lindbergh baby as, the disappearance of a child that has caught the public's imagination for these many, many years. I think we will always wonder what happened to her.
The distraught parents, Kate and Gerry McCann, pleading for help to find their daughter.
Now, you guys are not going to want to leave for two reasons. Now, Carrie, I do have that, but I'm not going to give it to them yet. I do have the evidence that they have dug up, what they found. I am not going to tell you just yet because I want you to hang in here with me. You guys are also going to want to hang in here with me because we're giving away 4 pretty rad, whatever you want to call it. I call dope, rad, cool, whatever you want to call it. We're giving away some cool stuff. All right. But I'm going to tell you next what they found. Okay. So please stay here for that. I'm going to do this first. Jay will link of all the link sources. It will be in the bio. I've already put 2 of them, the sources in the bio, and I'll put the rest there when we're done. Carrie, this is great. You guys stay in here. Kimmy, it's been 18 years too long. All right. Yes. Stay in here. I'm not going to give you the answers just yet. I know you guys are just as impatient as I am. But you have to wait. You have to wait.
Their story, sympathetic to so many and creating an outpouring of support.
It's been much, much greater than we could ever possibly have imagined, and we've had a huge amount of public support and goodwill.
To this day, nothing, no body has ever been found, no confirmed sightings. But just this week, renewed hope for answers as a massive search.
Just this week, guys, and I'm going to pull up what they found next. They also just changed, if that means anything to you, Wikipedia has been the same for years. They just changed it 12 hours ago to Madeleine McCann remains unknown, but they're saying that the prosecutors are saying that she is unalived at this point. They just updated it, which is strange because it does take a lot to do something like that. And yeah, I did the first article, Carrie, and the next one is from the article you sent me, not the Wikipedia, but you guys just stay tuned what they found.
Search effort launched in the area where Madeleine went missing all those years ago. The case struck a nerve from the very beginning. The story instantly became a media frenzy, covered in the news around the world. From ITV,
the Portuguese police have been searching throughout the day,
and Sky News.
We're just hearing that a search is underway for a 3-year-old British girl.
To ABC News Australia years later.
This is how she might look today.
Celebrities like David Beckham got involved, making a Spanish TV appearance to plead for help.
If you have seen this little girl.
The McCanns even met the then Pope, who blessed Madeleine's picture.
Within days of Madeleine's disappearance, her family orchestrated a campaign to find her. Thousands of leads poured in, and those leads still continue to come in.
Madeleine's parents speaking to GMA in 2011.
All I can say is how much that I love Madeleine. You know, we both love our children dearly, and there was no way we'd ever have put them at risk.
ABC News reached out to the McCanns, but did not hear back. For days, teams of German and Portuguese authorities using ground-penetrating radar, telling ABC News they're focusing on multiple sites around a home where a man German investigators are calling a suspect used to stay. The search taking on a new urgency as that suspect, Christian Bruckner, could be released from jail in the fall. A convicted child sex offender, he's currently behind bars for the rape of a 72-year-old American woman. Bruckner denies all allegations against him and has not been charged in Madeleine's case and says he has nothing to do with her disappearance.
In 2020, he is their primary suspect.
That guy just looks like a creeper. If he is just a fall guy, well, boy, did they get the poster fall guy. That guy, I mean, if you look at him, he looks like a monster. Sometimes you can't tell monsters. The monsters look like regular, like all of us, but this guy looks like he's, I mean, you want to run from this guy. You don't want to leave your children or even your grandma with this dude, man. Yeah, creep alert. Absolutely. M, good to see you. I want to tell you, M, this guy is in prison right now for graping a 72-year-old woman. All right. So, yeah, creeper alert. Don't even get me started, Malibu. Good to see you, Rosie. And if I missed anybody, I think I said thank you, but thank you, Microwave Cheese, for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. I think you're going to want to be a member because I think our giveaway, Foxy, if you can correct me, I are the giveaways for members only, or what's the deal with that? All right, let's keep going. Creeper alert.
Why did it take anybody this long to develop a suspect that has a history and convictions of child sexual abuse?
I don't know.
That lived very close to the Ocean Club where the McCanns were staying.
The search area stretching to this abandoned farmhouse, about a 10-minute drive away from the resort where a then 3-year-old Madeleine mysteriously vanished 18 years ago in Prada Luz. Officials draining a well in the area and focusing on other abandoned houses.
The problem, obviously, in doing searches 18 years after somebody disappears is genetic material probably has disappeared if it was ever there.
The last major search for Madeleine was in 2023 off a tip from German police about Bruckner. Divers searching a reservoir 30 miles from where Madeleine went missing. Sniffer dogs on site as police combed through the land around the site covered in dense scrub.
The Germans are following trails that have been there since 2008.
Yeah, and you guys ask if you walked in here and you missed the whole beginning, you were going to want to go back and watch it. Also, I showed the proximity of where Bruckner lived in 2007, where he lived when the family was there, and where the family was, all the areas. So you can go up and look at that 1,000-foot view. I'm also going to put my resources, the other article resources, in the description. All right, so you guys can go and play detective while we wait to get the results back. Good to see you. I hope they found something. I don't know if they're going to find her necessarily, or a piece of her, or DNA of her. I don't know, but I'm definitely praying for the best outcome we can have after 18 years.
And we're not followed to their logical conclusions. There have been so many lost opportunities in this case, and that's a tragedy.
It all began on May 3rd, 2007. 3-year-old Madeleine's parents, Kate and Gerry, both doctors from Britain, had come to Praia de Luz, Portugal with Maddie and her younger twin siblings for a week's vacation with friends. The couple left their children in the apartment at the resort while they dined with friends in a nearby restaurant. When they returned less than 2 hours later, Madeleine was gone. Madeleine's mother telling BBC Crime Watch what she discovered that fateful night.
I guess I was looking at Madeleine's bed and I couldn't make her out. And then I realised actually she's not in that bed. And I thought, oh, I wonder if she's woken up, gone through to our bed. She wasn't in our bed. And that was the first time where I guess, a panic kicked in.
Her princess.
Now, I gotta say, I have always said that these parents obviously are going to live with it forever. The guilt of leaving their children unattended with the door unlocked. I don't think that they harmed their daughter. I never thought it was them. I did think it was a possibility that maybe they accidentally, maybe they gave, if they did, if it were them or whatever, that they gave them maybe sleeping medication and she was over medicated or something like that. But I definitely feel like if it were them, it was accidental, which doesn't make it any better. But I've never really been able to point my finger at them and definitively say #arrest these parents like I have with Jen Soto, okay? Or even Sebastian and the direct connection with Katie. Now, they should get the credit for leaving their children unattended with the door unlocked. That's absolutely their fault, all right? It is. It is. So let's keep going.
This blanket and her pink cuddle cat toy were all that were left behind.
Apart from the size and the button at the back, which Madeleine's doesn't have, these are actually the pajamas that Madeleine was wearing when she was taken.
There are a number of things you absolutely have to do immediately when children of a tender age, like Madeleine, disappear. And
now, listen, they slipped out of the door without locking it. I don't know anything about an open window and a curtain blowing. I'm not sure what we're talking about here, but they said to authorities that they went down there to go eat dinner and they left a side door unlocked. So it was unlocked. It wasn't like I don't recall any of that about a window and a thing. Who goes to dinner, drinks, leaves their child? Even in 27, my parenting used to run into gas stations with us on a car, but not while they're eating. Now, Carrie, please correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they slip out of a side door that they left unlocked? I'm pretty sure. I don't remember anything about a window, any of that stuff. They clearly said that they did that. They left them and they shouldn't have. All right. So I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I might have missed something in chat.
It strikes me little or none of those were done immediately.
Around 8:30 p.m., the McCanns say they went down to a tapas area for dinner. Just after 9, Gerry said he goes to check on the kids, who were all asleep. By 9:30, a friend of the McCanns says he checked on the children and everything was fine. But around 10, Kate returns to the apartment and realizes that Madeleine is missing.
We know now that at about the same time,
there it is, guys.
At about 10 o'clock, some 7 or 8 people spotted a man carrying a little girl wearing pajamas that resembled those that Madeleine was wearing, who was sleeping on his shoulder. Was that Madeleine? Was that the abductor? It has been a matter of intense scrutiny by the police for this last 18-year period.
Other witnesses had also reported a suspicious man or men hanging around outside the door of the apartment. But public outcry was swift against the parents.
Now, it's interesting, if there were a window open, maybe it was a window open for anything, right? Jammed window open and exit through the window, allegedly. But they admitted to slipping into the side door and slipping out and not locking it. So I don't know. I mean, if there were a window that was open, I don't know if somebody didn't check the door, because they clearly said that. So I don't know about a window situation and why you'd go through that if the door was unlocked. But I still can't wait until the evidence comes back that I'm going to show you here. All right. Suspicious unidentified man. Okay. Right. And I thought, was that Gerry that carried her out? Door was in view of the restaurant, but it was really far. It was in view, but I saw the steps that it would take and the time, and that's way too far to be, especially when you're drinking with your friends or whatever. You can't even get there. All right, Mildred says they left the door open so they can take the turns running back and forth. Thank you. I'm like, did I remember this wrong? No. So if the window was open, that's on top of that there. All right. You can't see them. Hey, don't give anything away, Carrie. I hope I didn't miss anything I have the evidence next that they found.
Kate McCann talking about it on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
I'm sure you have beaten yourself up many times over that.
I can persecute myself every day about that, and I feel awful that we went there.
Media outlets at the time reporting that the McCanns quickly came under suspicion by the Portuguese police.
Kate McCann is expected to be formally declared a suspect over her daughter's disappearance.
Ultimately, the McCanns were ruled out as suspects. Scotland Yard telling Sky News about that exoneration.
Neither her parents or any of the members of the group that were with her are either persons of interest or suspects. They are parents who have lost their daughter, and we're doing all that we can to bring resolution for them to find out what has happened to Madeleine.
The family said they had to take matters into their own hands.
So we've had to get our own team of investigators, and obviously we have to fund that ourselves.
And telling Sky TV that it was all in an effort to keep Madeleine's name alive.
Whatever anyone thinks of our actions, ultimately, our only focus is trying to find Madeleine. And, there's an innocent child missing. That's.
Now, the parents were very eerily composed at times, but other times when I saw them, they looked very remorseful, worn down. They spent a lot of time and effort looking. It wasn't like they just hid. It's not like a Jen Soto thing or a Katie Proudfoot where they just went in hiding and like, I'm just going to go and live my life now. I guess she's gone. Who knows if she's coming back? Screw it. All right. Now, Microwave Cheese, when I heard that a long time ago about carrying a sleeping girl, I was like, they've got to be able to catch that. They've got to be able to identify that person. What about cameras? What about, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. The man in Sleeping Child was proven to be another guest. Interesting. If a stranger had her, I don't think that he had her, scream or not, shoot, possibly. Yeah, it's a nightmare. I'll agree with that. And there's so many possibilities because it's been so long.
What anyone thinks, that's the key thing. Madeleine is missing.
Every year, year upon year, they commemorate Madeleine's life. They remind the world that she is still loved and still missing through their website, the Find Madeleine website.
Years after she went missing, police shared this computer-generated image of what Madeleine would look like as a 9-year-old child.
That doesn't look like Julia to me. And actually, I wish they would just do the DNA testing because it doesn't look like Julia. What do you think about that, Carrie? You obviously don't think that it's Julia anymore, huh? All right.
Madeleine would be 22 today.
22.
That's a very long time to have lived without your daughter.
After this multi-day effort, police announcing today they've ended their search and have not uncovered any new evidence.
If there's any positive light that could ever be shown on a case like this, is that it did raise awareness of when kids disappear, what you should do, as a parent, and what the police should do immediately after they learn that a child has disappeared.
I don't know.
For Kate and Gerry, finding Madeleine has been the hope that keeps them going.
I think if you dwell on guilt like this and...
Now, it's a little confusing when you say they haven't done any testing. She's done testing. Julia's done testing, but the parents have not taken their DNA and taken Julia's DNA and said, okay, this is not her. She's got some mental health issues. This is not her. They're denying her. They shut her down. I have been covering the JonBenet Ramsey case. Maggie, go back and take a look at my playlist. I've covered actually quite a few episodes on the JonBenet Ramsey case. I think a lot of people get lost in the episodes, but if you do go to my playlist, you will type in JonBenet, you'll absolutely find it. I have 1,300 videos out there, guys, over the last year. So you guys just do a search on my channel and you'll probably find a lot of what you're looking for. All right. All right. All right, let's keep going.
Things that you can't change, they really can eat you up and destroy you. And what we've tried hard to do is focus on what can still be done to find Madeleine.
Interesting. All right. All right. So let's go to now. We see what has led us up to this point. Let's take a look at these key updates. Madeleine McCann updates and key from mirror.co.uk. Madeleine McCann updates, and I will let you guys see it a little bit better. All right, Carrie says, yes, I do not believe it's Julia. I'm analytical and need the information to come out, seal my opinion. I know you do. You're very strong-willed about your decisions, all right? Most people bring a nanny along to watch them in the room, absolutely, and others will hire them when they're on vacation. I wouldn't do that. I usually bring a friend with me. I offer to pay for a friend or have a friend come, but Reese is stuck to me all the time, so I couldn't get a nanny if I wanted to, unless you're doing something really fun. Reese wants to go with mom. All right, so yeah, I mean they should have done that, and I'm sure they live with that forever. All right, let me show you the evidence. Madeleine McCann updates. Cops make shock find buried in ground in the latest search. Now remember, this was 5 days ago, guys. Nothing could have been tested yet. When I say that, they couldn't have tested the bones or the shirts for DNA just yet. Right? So some key events. Bombshell news reports claim police working on the Madeleine McCann case found 2 GUNs buried underground during the recent round of searches in Portugal. All right. Police found buried GUNs during the search. Madeleine McCann cops probe samples of clothes and bones found in the recent dig. All right. We saw that. Madeleine McCann documentary reveals new evidence bombshell. I wonder if that is the one that I was talking to you guys about. I'd love to play some of that with you. Let's see if we can get to that because it's really freaking good. All right. Former detective brands search pointless. So some people came on here and said they said it's garbage. If we're local, police said, nah, that's not it. There's nothing. Former detective Brands search pointless and based on sketchy information. All right. What we know so far about the new Maddie theory. Let's talk about that. All right. Oh, wow. This was updated June 10th, 2025, guys. So today's June 10th. All right. You say I believe she was not alive, and I didn't believe Julia was Maddie for a long time, but I think she's either Maddie or a sibling of Maddie. Something's not right. I agree. Something's not right. 2023 DNA debunks Julia's claims per Google. Now, I've been covering the Julia Wandel case. It's not muted, Carrie. I am not muted. You got to check your refresh. I shouldn't be muted. Everybody hear me? Okay. I'm nice and loud. All right. So this is just updated. If you look at this document, is updated today. All right. Thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that, guys. Any support for the channel is awesome. All right. I don't know why you can't hear me, but I'm talking very loud. Do you want me to sing it? Carrie. Oh, it was your Ray-Bans? All right. All right. So let me look here. Hold on, pull this down. You delete it. All right. Let me read some more that I'm talking about here. All right. June 10th, 2025, updated at 23:22. All right, 12 hours. That's 11:22. It's been reported police working on the Madeleine McCann case found 2 GUNs buried. Clothing and animal bones were also found. The items will now be sent back to Germany where they'll undergo forensic analysis, right? It follows fresh claims about prime suspect Christian Bruckner, with a new documentary claiming images of children, swimming costumes, GUNs, and a mask and a toddler toy were found at the property in Germany, linked to convicted pedo, guys. So not only is he in prison for graping a 72-year-old, but he's also a pedo. All right. Foxy Books, baby. All right. Let's keep going. All right. So please search for smoking GUN expert. Images of children in swimming costumes, toddler toys, and sick kidnapping stories were written by Bruckner, and a hard drive were all found at the property. And Neuersgleben, Germany, linked to Bruckner according to a new documentary, which I have here, but I don't know if we're going to have time to play that. Professor of forensic science at the University of Kent, Robert Green, believes the decision from authorities to carry out searches into Bruckner's lair could serve as a smoking gun, you guys. All right. He told the Mirror authorities' decisions to carry out a new search, it is likely influenced by the accumulation of new evidence and information that may have come to light, particularly from the recent documentary and interviews, guys. Okay, as for the hard drive, if it contains incriminating evidence, it may indeed serve as a smoking gun for investigators. Digital evidence often provides invaluable insights into a suspect's activities, intentions, and potential connections to criminal cases. Should the contents be substantial, they could significantly strengthen the case against Bruckner, this creeper weirdo guy. All right. All right. Now we're going to get into Bruckner's court appearances. And again, thank you for this timeline, Carrie. Thank you for this information. This is what you want to hear at this point in the investigation and who they're looking at. All right. And I want you to know a full moon is coming up. So if you guys are feeling, I see you're a moon child also. If you guys are feeling wacky and crazy and out of control and extra energetic, it might be the moon. It might be the moon coming up. All right. And you guys I don't know what that crown is, you guys. I don't know what the crown is at all. It's your top chatting person? I don't know. All right. Choose. Are you saying choo choo? We haven't done that in a while, right? Choo choo. Come and ride the train. There's no train, but here you go. I'll put that. Hit the like, go to Ghost, subscribe. And if you have the means to donate, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Also, email me, guiltyofcrimeby@gmail.com, for any other cases that you want to see covered. All right, let's keep going. Bruckner's court appearances, guys. I'm not done yet, but Goldie just took her meds, so there you go. All All right, we're going to give away some stuff after this, so stay here. Okay, Bruckner's court appearances last year, guys. Bruckner was acquitted of carrying out 5 other SA offenses in Portugal between 2000 and 2017 after a judge in Braunschweig said there was not enough evidence to convict him, guys. But German investigators determined to keep the dangerous Bruckner behind bars. They have continued to build a case against him regarding Madeleine McCann. All right. In May this year, which last month, he returned to court on charges of insulting a public official. Despite prosecutors urging for extended sentence, he was only given probation with a minimum of 1 additional month in prison. 1 month, guys. Before one of his court appearances, the Mirror asked him if he knew what had happened to Madeleine McCann. He responded with a smirk. All right, I'm going to show you this. I'll show you this right after. Now, Bruckner's hard drive. While investigators have been tight-lipped about the information linking him to Madeleine, some details have made their way into the public domain. According to the documentary by The Sun, suspicious items found in German warehouse bought by Bruckner a year after Madeleine's disappearance included a GUN ×2, 75 girls' swimming suits, and a car with chemicals hidden in the boot of the car. Why do you need all that? Remains of a dead dog were uncovered along with his hard drive, as well as a number of child kidnap stories believed to have been penned by the pedo, right? He's writing kidnap stories. Why? And he's a pedo. All right. A former inmate in the same prison as Bruckner has also alleged that he once told him about a number of offenses he had committed, including reportedly snatching a girl from a flat in Portugal. All right. I don't know if this sways you guys a little bit. Okay. I hate to say I call myself a moon. All right. I hope you guys are listening to this because this is what you've been asking for. Why, what, how, and what the heck is the evidence that they have against him? Why are they looking at him? Is he a fall guy or do they actually have something? All right. You guys tell me what you think. All right. So listen, Christian Bruckner's time in Portugal, convicted rapist and pedo Christian Bruckner is at the center of a desperate race against time to find new evidence in the Madeleine McCann case. Police are looking into Portugal, the time he spent where he lived a nomadic lifestyle in a VW camper and stole from hotels and holiday flats to support himself financially. He spent time in Praia da Luz in the area of Portugal between 2000 and 2017. His home was just 1 mile away, guys, from the Ocean Club where the McCann family were staying when Madeleine vanished May 3rd, 2007. All right. Now, 2005, he raped a 72-year-old American woman, an offense for which he was jailed 14 years later. All right. This guy is getting off left and right. Years later, investigators reportedly found his mobile phone had received a call close to the Holiday Flat complex about 1 hour before 3-year-old Madeleine was reported missing. All right, so there you go. Christian, oh wait, hold on. Guns, bones, and clothes. That's what's being sent for analysis, guys. All right, the Olive Press reports the GUNS, the bones, and the clothing found during the latest round of Madeleine McCann searches now being sent for forensic analysis. While the bones are said to be from animals, there are smaller fragments which supposedly need looking at in closer detail. Right? There's the search. They got up the canopy. They're doing their thing. They got technology. Let's hope it proves, all right, to be something. Now, police found those GUNS. We read that. What has the McCann family said since then? Right? Kate and Gerry McCann don't often comment on the search for their daughter these days, while their update coming on May 3rd this year. On the 18th anniversary of Madeleine's disappearance, they said the years appear to be passing even more quickly, and whilst we have no significant news to share, our determination to leave no stone unturned is unwavering. We will do our utmost to achieve this, right? They gave a statement. They added, May is also Madeleine's birthday. It would be her 22nd birthday this year, guys. No matter how near or far she is, she continues to be right here with us, they say, every day, but especially on her special day. Now, they say we continue to celebrate as her very beautiful and unique person is. We will miss her. All right. What are police analyzing? We just talked about that. GUNs, tiny fragments of clothes and bones. All right. Several objects apparently been discovered, which are being examined in a police lab. The police have not officially commented on whether the finds could have anything to do with Madeleine's disappearance, but they clearly hope so. Now, Christian Bruckner's time in Portugal, we talked about all that earlier, 2020 to 2000 to 2017. We showed where he was in proximity. All right. We talked about what he did. Maddie McCann's brother, Sean, tipped for Team GB at Olympics. Okay. Maddie McCann's university study brother, Sean, is tipped become an Olympic athlete. I'm not sure where this falls in, but hey, Sean and his twin sister were 2 years old when Maddie disappeared, right? Today, 20-year-old Sean has become a highly accomplished swimmer to join the Team GB. Okay, so there you go, guys. This is Madeleine McCann's brother, all right? One of the kids that were in the room of the two. All right, now, Madeleine McCann, cops probe samples of clothes. We saw that. We went over this. They wrapped up a 3-day search along a 120-acre stretch in Lagos, Portugal. All right, their latest attempt to find new evidence of prime suspect Christian Bruckner. It took place 30 miles from where the 3-year-old went missing in May 2007. But it says back then it failed to turn up any new leads. Now it's been claimed the fragments of clothing and bones have been sent off for testing. There you go, more testing. Woman who claims to have been attacked by Bruckner fears he'll hunt her down. That's a whole side story, right? We know he's got all their victims out there. There he is, looking creepy as ever. Unclear when the letter was written. It's not clear when the letter in Bruckner's criticisms of the police was written. So he's criticizing the police. Bruckner mocks police over Madeleine investigation letter. I wonder why he's fixated on her. All right, so they uncovered a new letter from Christian Bruckner. Is said to mock German police at their attempts to link him to the disappearance. In the handwritten note seen by German newspaper Bild, he reportedly writes, "Are there any traces of her in my vehicle? Any other traces in my possession? Photos? Is there a body? No, no, and no." All right. How much has UK spent on the operations to find Madeleine? All right. This is very useful. Thank you guys for still hanging in here while I give you more information. All right. Dad, there isn't all these people keep doing this. It's because they all get a slap on the wrist. Absolutely. All right. All right. Let's keep going. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss. Is the giveaway for everyone that's watching your channel? I'm sure it is. For everybody, but can you confirm that, Foxy? Is the giveaway specific for members? What are we giving away and who's it for? All right, I'm gonna keep going. Let's get this out of the way so we can get that done. All right, how much have they spent? UK has spent several million pounds in efforts to find any information about Madeleine McCann. Funding given to Operation Grange has reached more than 13.2 million since 2011. As of 2022, there were 5 Metropolitan Police officers who were working on this case. Praia de Luz residents hope for closure. Of course, that's going to be the census of the people. Long-term residents say they hope the search would bring the family closure. All right, we hope to get closure. Madeleine McCann, new evidence found in Christian Bruckner toys, 2 80-gigabyte hard drives. So they found toys, writings, and a hard drive. We don't know what's on that hard drive, guys. All right. 80 gigabyte hard drive details. The documentary revealed the existence of the hard drive that contains images and a key, a laptop key, which might have persuaded police to launch the phase of the investigation. The hard drive also put Bruckner at the location of Artist Dam in Portugal. All right, next event, Madeleine McCann documentary reveals new evidence. Now, I put that documentary, guys, I put that documentary in the description so you guys can watch it for yourself. It's really freaking good, right? If it can sway you at all, let it sway you. All right? All right, let's keep going. We're almost done here. All right, this guy, I mean, he looked creepy to me anyway. Neighbors said Chief Madeleine McCann suspect. An ex-neighbor described convicted pedo as an angry young man, right? Bruckner victim claims police were dismissive, right? So, I mean, there's a lot here. Police boss led prior Maddie search reveals why case gripped the public. Tourists, wow, there's a lot here. Irish women in fear. She doesn't want him getting out, and the police are hoping this is the guy. All right, there's a lot in here. All right, UK spent an operation to find Madeleine McCann, millions of pounds. We went over that. Hopes for closure. Rescue experts say the case is unique. Mystery with so many questions, which we're talking about. Mystery around the couple at the heart of new theory. We're now thinking Christian Bruckner did it. All right, let's talk about what the Bruckner note said really quickly. He wrote a note that asked 6 questions. According to the note translated by the Sun, it's important that the questions, it's important to answer the questions Bruckner raised. Was I or my vehicle clearly seen near the crime scene? Is there DNA evidence at the crime scene? Are there DNA traces in my vehicle? Are there other traces DNA carries on the injured party in my possession? Or photos? Is there a body or a corpse? A little bit creepy. Those are creepy questions. Somebody that is not doing this, I don't know why they would say this. It's really weird. Maybe he wants attention. I don't know. All right. Okay. All right. So Marcy C, I don't know if you're here, Marcy, but we gave a tumbler away last time, and Marcy, you did not get your tumbler. We're gonna re-give that. All right. So we got a bunch of giving away to do. Let me finish this up. He's very creepy. All right. 40 around, really cool. All right. We're gonna give away a tumbler and some Foxy boxes. Foxy, I didn't read your message, whether who is available, who is going to what's up, Bishop? Who can win this? Can you just text me, Foxy? Text me in mod chat and let me know what you're thinking of the people, because I can't read your comment when I'm reading. All right, what we know a lot about Madeleine McCann's disappearance, latest search. Right, there's a lot here. I'm gonna say we went through this before. The new theory in the disappearance as emerged. Portuguese authorities demand an investigation into British man and his German wife, who may have taken the life of the toddler in a drive accident. What's that? The claim emerged after his sister tipped off police in 2018, claiming he was covering up a dark secret. Wow, what is that one? Officials yet to comment on potential discoveries. I don't even know what that is there. I just got thrown off by this. All right, so they're talking about chainsaws, diggers, and they say the new theory in the disappearance. Officers called off a new search. Portuguese authorities demanded an investigation into a British man and his German wife who might have taken the toddler's life in a drive accident. The claim emerged after her sister tipped up. That's interesting. I didn't even realize that. Okay, Foxy Box, guys, is only members, but the other 2 can win a Foxy Box first, and then if not member, they get a lower prize. Okay. All right, so we're going to give away the Foxy Box first. Foxy Box is members only. Everything else is anybody. All right, so anybody could win anything right now. All right. Madeleine McCann suspect boasts cops will never pin the disappearance on him. UK spent millions. Praza de Lou residents. All right. on and on. We've gone through all this. I showed you the search. I could have just read the whole day, but we did videos. So there you go. I'll put this in my description. All right. Now I showed you where the search took place in proximity. Everything is in this document. Now I'm going to just show you this real quick as he is snarky. Hold on. No. I just wanted you to see this piece of trash. Either way, he's a piece of trash. All right. There's Christian Bruckner, guys. He's going to smirk at them about the Madeleine case, and then we're going to give stuff away.
Did you take us until Madeleine McCann, Mr. Bruckner?
Mr. Bruckner, do you know what happened to Madeleine McCann?
Mr. Bruckner, are you involved in that?
Are you involved in it, Bruckner? All right. Did you hear that? They asked if he's involved, and he smirks. Yes, yes, yes.
Did you take us until Madeleine McCann, Mr. Bruckner?
Mr. Bruckner, do you know what happened to Madeleine McCann?
Mr. Bruckner, are you involved in that disappearance?
He's so creepy, guys. Yeah, man, that's absolute. There's a lot of reasons. All right, guys, that was it. We did an hour and 36 minutes of just bam information at you. All right, so we're going to take a little break here and we're going to give something away. The girls are going to have to direct me because I get multiple text messages. If you guys can text me in the one chat so I can see the one, I'm assuming it's just a tiff. So can you, oh no, Foxy, you messaged me not in, you didn't message me in the mod chat. You messaged me individually. So it's hard to read all your guys' text messages. I'm going to do the best I can. All right. Let me share this screen. We're going to give stuff away. First one is going to be a Foxy box for members only. If you're not a member, we'll draw the next one for a prize that you can win. All right. All right. Ready, set, go, guys. You got to direct me in chat, ladies, because I got a lot going on here. All right. Foxy box giveaway. I think we have 4 giveaways. Oh, Maggie Gomez. Maggie did not get herself a membership, or did she? All right. I don't think, no, Maggie is not a Crime Crew member. So, Foxy, we're going to give her, draw a Foxy box first. If not a member, you get a different prize. All right, Maggie, you are going to get the next prize. That's not a Foxy box because you're not a member, but you still win something, all right? So guiltyofprizes@gmail.com for Maggie, right? There's prize number 1. Let's go to number 2. And lastly, guys, we'll give away the tumbler last, okay? And tumbler, I guess, can go to anyone in the US. All right, next prize. Let's go. Foxy box. If you're a member. If not, it's the next one below that. We're giving away 5 things today. All right, let's go. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be here and chat. Hit the like button, guys. All right. Space Case. Is Space Case a member? Is I don't know if Space Case is a guilty of crime. Got the monthly membership, but there's 2. You guys are dropping out. There was 250 people in chat. Now there's 206. You guys, I was hoping you didn't leave. All right. It can be for anyone. Okay. We're giving what away? I don't know what, you guys. I'm just going to, okay. There's 2 people. Congratulations. Space Case. Guiltyofprizes@gmail.com. There's the second giveaway. If you're not a member, then you win the second prize down. I don't know where Space Case is. I can't I can't see this, y'all, but do me a favor, hit the like button so you're joined in. All right. I don't know. All right, there's number 2. I'm just going to go with number 2, y'all. All right. Next. Number 3. Number 3. And you can sort that out, Foxy, with who and what. Right? I don't even know right now. All right. So we got 2 people. We got Space Case and Maggie. 1 guilty of prizes at gmail.com. All right. Jen's a Gypsy. Isn't that the second time you won in like a week? Jen's a Gypsy is a member, right? All right. Guess what, Foxy? This is the 3rd one. All right. Space Case isn't here, but Space Case can certainly get whatever you want. All right. So Jen's a Gypsy. You've already won. Okay. We're gonna go to the next one. Jen's a Gypsy just won, and she's being a good sport. Let's go to the next one. All right. All right, I think this is for the Foxy box. And I say that because I don't know if Space Case is a member. But this is prize number 3. All right. You guys are leaving, but you're not going to win if you left. All right. Debbie Cole. Debbie Cole. Where's Debbie? All right. So we got Space Case. We've got Maggie and we've got Debbie. I got 3 prizes. Guilty of prizes at gmail.com. Foxy, you can sort out whatever you're doing here. I'm going to give 1 more away. Foxy's going to give it away. You guys go to Foxy, guilty of prizes at gmail.com. And then I'm going to give the tumbler out. You got to be here to win the tumbler. All right. All right. And I won't be here for a week. So we're giving some things away now. All right, this is the last one, guys. We got Debbie Cole, Space Case, and Maggie Gomez. All right, last one, and then I'm gonna give the tumbler for trolls. All right, troll tumbler. All right, last one. Last one. All right, Space Case is not a member, but Space Case emailed Patricia NYC. Are you a member? Are you a member? All right. I see you all the time, Patricia NYC. I know you're probably here. Patricia NYC just won. That's the 4th prize. Guilty of prizes at gmail.com. Please go and claim your prizes. All right. Guilty of prizes at gmail.com. There are 4 prizes. Foxy will tell you what you win if you tell her. Look, Patricia actually, I think, is the one that won the Foxy box because she is the only one that is a member besides Jen's a Gypsy. All right. So there you go. There are 4 things: Space Case, Patricia NYC, Maggie Gomez, and I can't remember the other one. But next prize is going to be, where'd you go, Tiff? Tiff put her email up. Okay. Next one is the Tumblr. guiltyofcrime.merch@gmail.com. Okay, last one, guys. Last giveaway. All right, last giveaway. And thank you, Jennifer, for saying congrats. Good to see you. All right. All right, let's go. Last one, guys. This is the tumbler. That's the troll tumbler. I don't even have the troll tumbler yet. I'm still drinking out of just a Red Bull can. I could possibly spill my can. All right. Good luck to you guys. Okay, I think Wendy already won a couple of times. So what do you guys think? Is Wendy here? And do we think it's fair to you guys, if you can answer me, Tiff, everybody, Wendy, I think that you might not be in the country, but I think you've won recently. You guys let me know quickly. Is Wendy in the country and did she just win recently? Yeah, the tumblers are really nice. Okay, Wendy is here, but I don't know if Wendy already won recently. Wendy, are you in the United States? All right. Okay, I guess, Wendy, are you in the United States? You are a member. If you tell me you're in the United States, I'm going to go ahead and get you that troll tumbler. You got to let me know, though, because I got to either get another prize or not. Okay, Wendy says congratulations, but I'm talking to you, Wendy. Are you in the United States? Okay, she's one step before. Was it recently? Okay, she has already won. Okay, I'm Wendy. We love you. Let's give somebody an opportunity. I think you recently just won, so I'm gonna give it to another person. Okay, let's do one more. That's the yeah. I don't if it's back to back winning, I want to give other people a chance. All right. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate it. I'm not a giver. I don't give and take stuff. I'm sorry. Deafening Silence 2025. I just saw you here today. You won, and you remember, are you in the United States? All right. Congratulations, Deafening Silence. If you are in the United States, you're going to get a troll tumbler. If you're not in the U.S., you can win. You just can't win that. All right. No IJ. What? No IJ. Okay. You're in the UK. All right. Deafening Silence is going to let us redraw. You can win, but you can't win that. We have other prizes for the people in the UK. It's just too expensive. All right. It's so expensive. And I'm sorry, Deafening. I wish I could ship it to you. All right. 3, 2, 1, and Bex UK. Bex UK. I think Bex UK is in the UK, guys. We're gonna have to do this again. One more time, baby. One more time for that troll tumbler. All right, let's go. One more time. I'm gonna assume Bex UK is in the UK. It's like putting J USA. Am I in the US? Probably. All right. Yes, Bex, if you want to win, everybody can win. Email synth.serber@gmail.com. Did Krista already win recently? I can't remember. Krista. All right. I'm going to just, you know what, Krista, you're here all the time. You always show up. You might not always agree with me, but guess what? You just won that troll tumbler. guiltyofcrime.merch@gmail.com. You don't have to agree with me to win. You don't even have to like me to win, but you could just pretend like you do and be nice and chat. I knew that I would get a kick. I know you guys would get a kick out of that. Krista, you won the tumbler. There you go. All right. Now, no, UK. Synth is giving away to people in the that are not in the US. Right? So get your prize, synth.serber@gmail.com. Krista, you won. Krista, you're in the US. Krista, you're always here. And Krista, you don't always agree with me, but you don't have to. All right? So thank you all for being here today. Remember why we're here. We are looking for justice for Madeleine McCann. We want to know what happened to Madeleine. Will her case be solved? Will it be solved? And is Christian Bruckner the person that did this? All right. It's so good to see you guys. Please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. If you're new, make sure you hit all notifications. Go over to guiltyofcrime.ghost. Sign up. I'm going to put the new case up for the YouTube beef. YouTubers shooting other YouTubers. I'm going to put it up. There's going to be so much more. I've been posting as much as I can. And you guys are also help supporting the channel. I will not be back, guys, until next week. Probably not until Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So go over to my playlist, watch the playlist, catch up on Madeleine McCann. What did someone else ask me? John Benet Ramsey. I have 1,300 videos and lots of playlists. So go catch up on that. I'm also putting out new videos every single day. I just won't be live. All right. Yes, I'm leaving you. I'm leaving everybody and I'm dipping. And I'm going to come back way more brown than I am now because I'm going to be out there in the sun getting some vitamin D. All right. If you guys can post the ghost link, that'd be great. All right. I'm going to make sure I get this timeline in to my description. All right. I'll put that in there right now. I love you guys and have a wonderful night. I will definitely have a good time and I'll come back that much more brown, like Emma said, or Anna. I'm sorry. See that hand? My hand's going to look like that when I get back. I love you guys. I am absolutely going to miss you, but I'll see you on the flip side. Hopefully next Wednesday or Thursday. Good night. Everybody be safe and go check out my other playlist. Peace out, y'all.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?